Top 11. That's tough. I would have to say I'm partial to the following. In goal, and this is not always ability. It's just some people just resonate differently with you, right, for different reasons. And I think I went through a phase where like I was high on certain players for the moments that I saw them in, not because I necessarily evaluated them versus everybody else in their position, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So I think from a goalkeeper's perspective, and again, not necessarily saying that this player was world class, but Tim Howard for me, because the resolve to go where you went, do what you did as a Black American, for me, trumps those who may have been afforded those opportunities and had a much easier route to that space, right? I can name a list of goalkeepers who I think may be better than him as a goalkeeper, but I cannot leave out that his name in that conversation because he achieved something amazing. And very few of us have been able to do that. So I'll go with Tim to start. At the back, I would have to say Beckenbauer, just because it was one of the first players that I was able to see, right? And I want to preface this. Growing up, I had limited footage, right? Limited football watching going on in my life. So, but to see Beckenbauer connect out of the back, to see him attack in a way that wasn't normal and still isn't normal for center backs to do, right? I thought was very intriguing to me. It's a lot of risk, but that risk obviously, was with great reward. I may just have to go at 3 at the back here. I'm not a defender, so I'm not getting ready to play the defensive game. I would say that probably Roberto Carlos as an outside back was revolutionary and did some things that brought moved the game forward in a progressive way for defenders. So I gotta shout him out. Then I probably have to say Cafu. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you leave that name out of the conversation, so I'm gonna just throw him in there. If you don't know who Cafu is, just Google that. Midfielders, we gotta go with Zidane. I already spoke on it. That's my idol. And I think what it is with him is, he's a general. People talk about midfield generals. He's a general. He's a player who dictates play. And it's the way that I would like to coach all of my young players to be, where they can dictate the game. No matter where they are on the field, they have that presence and thought and creativity. So I have to go Zidane. Gets tough in the midfield here. Ronaldinho's got to be a part of that list. You can't. How do you leave him out of that? He's magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could call him a general too for different reasons, right? But his flair, his creativity, again, progressive. And not that other players don't have that in their repertoire, but he took it to another level on every stage. So got to have him in. I may have to come back to wingers because I can't really say that I spent a lot of time killing it with the wingers. Up top, I have to go Henry, I think. I think at the time that I was able to see him, especially at Arsenal and what he was doing there were aspects of his game that I certainly modeled my game after, like that coming inside to be able to score a piece was big. So I'd have to include him in that. I am also on the forward line here. Trying to think of a 9 here that I like. This gets a little tough. Cause see, if we throw a name out here that's not quality, somebody's gonna write in the comments. So I can tell you that
Like it really doesn't matter. Like people are still gonna get at you. Like even your list right now, people are gonna get at you. I can tell you.
And that's okay. I'm open to dialogue because these are opinions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta have Ronaldo in that conversation.
Which one?
Ronaldo from Brazil. Yeah, I mean he's everything. And then I'm going Messi to round out my 3 up top.
Yeah, two
more. They got to play on the wing. They got to be a 7 and 11. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, great. That helps.
You got another goalie if you want.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna throw Neymar in the conversation just because, again, it's just a player who's influenced the game in a different way. So I got one more pick. And Henri, you getting close to getting cut off this list, brother. That's tough. What's the wait time on the last pick? I don't know how many gigabytes you guys got on the recording side.
Nah, you good.
Oh man. I mean,
I'm trying to think of another player who heavily influenced me in watching him play here.
I would think, you said Cap gave you a tape with Owen, but you haven't mentioned him or anyone from Liverpool.
I wouldn't put him at the same level as the 3 that I mentioned up top for sure. You know what I'm saying? He did what he did at his time, but I wouldn't, those guys are a bit on a different tier for me. No disrespect to Michael Owen. I'm gonna say this. I can't say that like I'm a necessarily a huge supporter, right? But I think you have to put Cristiano Ronaldo in the conversation, and I'll leave it there because he's a winger too. We hadn't addressed the wingers like that, but just because of what he's accomplished, you got to respect that piece of it. I can't say that like I turn on the TV to watch him play. But he is definitely a baller and definitely does it at a high level. So I'll throw him in because my brain's tired. I'll be racking through 1,000 people trying to figure that out. So we'll go with Ronaldo.
All right, that's a solid list. Of course, there's a bunch of people you left out.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna name any names, but people are gonna get at you. Just FYI.
It's all. Listen, guys. I've been at work all day. So I didn't know this question was coming. Shout out to these guys for keeping it fresh.
Yeah. That's a top list. That's a top.
Yeah, no. That's a bunch of ballers. It's all those are all game changers. Either way you look at it,